The Apology of Socrates, excerpt by Plato. People of Athens, you have condemned me not only for who I am, but for what this city has become. I stand before you at a time of confusion and bitterness, a city still reeling from war, tyranny, and shame. You look at me and see not just Socrates, but a reflection of your disillusionment. You accuse me of corrupting the youth and of not believing in the gods. But these charges are rooted in something deeper. Your fear, your anger, your need for someone to blame. After the Peloponnesian War, after our defeat, after the terror of the 30 tyrants, some of whom you know were once close to me, Athens no longer trusts itself. Your democracy has been wounded, your traditions shaken. I became an easy target, a man who questions everything, who refuses to flatter, who speaks truth even when it stings. I know that my presence unsettles you, especially in times when certainty feels like a lifeline. But I did not cause this city's confusion, I only revealed it. The oracle at Delphi once called me the wisest of men. I did not take that as praise, but as a challenge. I went out to test the claim. I questioned the politicians, the poets, the craftsmen, those who thought themselves wise. I found they were not. And for exposing this, I gained enemies. People feared me because I made them see what they did not know. And in this time of political fragility, that fear turned into hatred. I have never claimed to teach. I have never taken money. I only speak with those who wish to speak with me. I try to awaken them, not instruct them. I urge them to care for their souls, to value truth over wealth, virtue over comfort. The youth follow me not because I charm them, but because they see the hollowness in your values and they hunger for something real. And still, Miletus says I corrupt them. Yet if I do, is it not unintentional? And if unintentional, should I not be corrected rather than punished? You say I believe in no gods, but then accuse me of introducing divine voices. Which is it? Your charges contradict themselves, just as your city now contradicts the spirit that once made it great. The truth is this: you are angry, not with me, but with what I represent. Honest inquiry in a time of broken certainties. You want to silence the discomfort I cause. But I will not betray the God who set me on this path. I will not stop questioning, not even to save my life. The unexamined life is not worth living. Now you have found me guilty. You ask what penalty I propose. Shall I suggest exile? Shall I beg, like others have done? No, I will not pretend to be someone I am not. I propose a fine, if that satisfies the law. My friends are willing to pay it. But whether it is death or life, I leave that to the gods. And so you condemn me to die. But remember, this death may be a blessing. It may be a deep sleep without dreams. Or it may be a journey to another world, where I can continue to question great minds of the past. Either way, I do not fear it. You, my accusers, may have silenced my voice, but you will not silence the pursuit of truth. Others will rise. The youth you fear will carry on the questioning. As for me, I go to death with peace. You remain wounded still by your own unrest. I ask one final thing: care for my sons. If they grow proud or love riches more than virtue, rebuke them, as I rebuked you. That is justice. The hour of parting has come. I to die and you to live. Which is better, only the God knows.
It's time to study new words in context. 1. Excerpt. Definition: a short portion taken from a larger piece of writing, music, film, or speech. It is often used to illustrate or highlight a particular idea or style found in the whole work. Example: the teacher read an excerpt from the novel to show the author's use of vivid imagery. 2. Reeling. Definition: feeling shocked, confused, or overwhelmed, often as if one is physically off balance due to a sudden event or strong emotion. Example: she was still reeling from the news of her unexpected promotion. 3. Disillusionment. Definition: the disappointment that comes when someone realizes that something they believe to be good, true, or perfect is actually flawed or false. Example: his disillusionment grew after discovering that his political hero had lied to the public. 4. Fragility. Definition: the quality of being easily broken, damaged, or weakened, whether physically, emotionally, or metaphorically. Example: the fragility of the old vase made everyone handle it with extreme care. 5. Rebuke. Definition: a sharp expression of disapproval or criticism, often given by someone in authority to correct behavior or actions. Example: the coach's stern rebuke reminded the players to focus on teamwork. rather than personal glory?
Comprehension questions. A. Literal understanding. 1. According to Socrates, what are the formal charges brought against him? Answer: corrupting the youth and not believing in the gods of the city. 2. What does Socrates say caused the people of Athens to see him as dangerous? Answer: his method of questioning revealed the ignorance of those who claimed to be wise, which made him many enemies. 3. How does Socrates explain the oracle's claim that he is the wisest of men? Answer: he interprets it to mean that he is wise only because he knows that he knows nothing. 4. Why does Socrates refuse to beg for mercy or propose exile? Answer: because he will not betray his values or pretend to be someone he is not just to save his life. 5. What kind of death does Socrates say he is not afraid of? Answer: a death that might be like a deep, dreamless sleep or a passage to another world. B. Contextual and interpretive. 6. What major historical events form the backdrop of Socrates' trial? Answer: the Peloponnesian War, the fall of Athenian democracy, and the brief rule of the 30 tyrants. 7. Why does Socrates believe the city is truly angry with him? Answer: because he represents the discomfort of truth and inquiry during a time of political fragility and cultural confusion. 8. How does Socrates describe the mood of Athens after the war and political upheaval? Answer: as fearful, bitter, confused, and searching for someone to blame for its disillusionment. 9. What does Socrates mean when he says you are angry? Not with me, but with what I represent. Answer: he suggests that the Athenians are lashing out at the spirit of questioning and truth-seeking, which he embodies. 10. What is the significance of Socrates asking others to correct his sons if they stray? Answer: it reflects his belief that truth and virtue matter more than family, reputation, or comfort. C. Reflective and analytical. 11. Why might Socrates' refusal to flatter the jury be seen as both courageous and dangerous? Answer: because it shows moral integrity, but also defies the expectations of a fearful society desperate for conformity. 12. In what way is Socrates portrayed as a scapegoat? Answer: he is punished not for his actual actions, but for the deeper anxieties and guilt of a society in crisis. 13. How does the concept of the unexamined life contrast with Athens' desire for order after the war? Answer: Athens wanted stability and obedience, while Socrates advocated for constant questioning, even if it disrupted the peace. 14. How does Socrates' attitude toward death reinforce his core philosophical beliefs? Answer: it shows that he values truth, virtue, and the soul more than physical survival or fear of the unknown. 15. What message does Socrates leave for future generations in the Apology? Answer: that the pursuit of truth must continue, even in times of fear, and that silencing one voice cannot stop the growth of reason.